Hello, YouTubers and Vinyl community. I'm your man DJ Funk, and welcome to the Funk Cafe. On my break, going through my record collection, and just listening to stuff. And if you saw my previous video where I explained how you discover things when you go back and looking at your record collection. And on my break, just listening to music and enjoying it. This caught my attention. How many of y'all familiar with a group called High Energy? It was a girls group on the Gordy Motown label. The reason this group really caught my attention is because they only really had one super big hit. The other thing caught my attention with this group is that they did a total of 8 albums. Not only that they did a total of 8 albums, they were all on the same Gordy Motown label. Why did this group become bigger doing 8 albums? And even on radio, you never hear them. Even on Motown specials, you never hear that name mentioned. Well, my opinion is that they were overshadowed. They came at a time where Motown was going through a lot of different financial situations. Artists that been there for long periods of time were leaving camp, and I think it just really drowned this group out. Because I think they should have been bigger than what they were. 8 albums, and you never really mentioned as really part of the Motown family. At least I haven't heard it. Now, their first album, well, let me go back to this. They were discovered in 1976 at, I think, an In the Park concert in Pasadena, California. It was 2 sisters, 2 friends. And their first album came out in 77 once they got signed to Gordy. And it was called Turn It On. And the big song on this album was You Can't Turn Me Off in the middle of Turning Me On. It got it to number 2. Very R&B, soulful song. The overall album was good. It was, for the times, that sound of R&B where it was at. The harmonizing, the singing was great. So this album did achieve a big hit. Got to number 2 on the R&B charts. But unfortunately, that was it. Keep in mind, they did 8 albums. The other ones charted, but way below what this did. Way below. I'm talking about coming in at 40 and below that throughout the rest of the career. Now, you heard me say that things were happening that basically could have started the rise and the downfall of this group. Keep in mind, the first album came out in '77. At that time, you still had acts like Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross. Now, the downfall of that was in '76, the Jacksons left and signed to deal with Epic. So you had the Jacksons leave Motown. Woo! That was a big loss for Motown. You were starting to hear financial problems and everything else. Then, '81, Diana Ross left. Another big thing, she ended up signing a deal with RCA Records. So you kind of see that they got signed right in the middle of Motown kind of being tore apart a little bit. So they came out with their second album, Stepping Out. And it didn't make no buzz. Also, I guess they didn't get behind them because they were going through so much as far as money problems, that they didn't promote them. And by that time, and this came out in '78. Now, '78 was a big year for Motown. That I can understand why this album just got overshadowed. Because in 1978, was the year in the debut on the Gordy Motown label of Rick James, the Come Get It album, with You and I, Mary Jane. That was the force that probably just really just overshadowed these girls. Because not only that, Come Get It, Rick James followed it up with Bustin' Out and Fired Up. Rick James was really single-handedly filling the coffers back up in the Gordy Motown label. Not only to mention bringing in other acts that he was writing for. Tina Marie, the Mary Jane Girls. He was just the force that I could see why these girls got overshadowed. Now, by the third album, one of the sisters left, Vanessa, to pursue a gospel career. So it explains when the third album came out, High Energy. If you notice, the first two albums featured them on the cover. This is Shoulda Gone Dancing. No picture of the girls. Shoulda Gone Dancing was like a disco song. It kind of was played at the disco clubs and everything. This was released in '79. Then when he reemerged with their fourth album, Frenzy, they're back on the cover, but as you can see, it's 3. Because Vanessa, the sister of Brenda, had left the group. course, the album was released. Not a lot being heard from them or this album because it's 79. Rick James was pretty much running stuff. And like you still had, you know, like I said, Stevie Wonder and everything. Now, and Marvin Gaye. But in 82, Marvin Gaye left Motown and signed with CBS Records. That caused Motown to take a hit, but Rick James was bringing in the money. But still, Marvin Gaye leaving, that had to hurt. Their fifth album, Holding On. Also, if you're not a fan or avid record buyer, you probably didn't think about this group. But I was a fan, so I followed this group and kept buying new records. The next one was just High Energy. The same thing. The next one, So Right. And their last one, Groove Patrol. As you can see, the girls had the style, the girls had the fashion of the times. But when you get no promotion, when you're being overshadowed, these girls could sing. Check them out. Look them up on YouTube. Hear what I'm talking about. They were not a bad group. Just got bought into a label at the time was going in turmoil. So check out High Energy and tell me what you think. I'm your man DJ Funk, and you know what I'm about to say. I'm out.